On September 29, 2022, NASA's announcement sparked massive excitement about life beyond Earth.
Juno spacecraft has captured its most detailed image of the ice-covered, ocean-bearing moon called Europa.
The spacecraft Juno has discovered new images that are raising questions about the possibility of life under Europa's Jupiter moon. The photo shows a large crack in Europa's icy surface, indicating that water has been released from below, perhaps under the cold vastness of it. Who knows, maybe an extraterrestrial being is knocking. Jupiter's moon Europa. Jupiter's moon Europa is a source of fascination among scientists. They believe that this may be a prime location for discovering evidence of extraterrestrial life.
It is one of the very few places in our solar system that could potentially have life.
It's even considered to be the most likely candidate for life in the solar system, as it has the most common ingredients for life. These include water, chemistry, and energy. For several years, Europa has been a topic of conversation among space organizations. Conspiracy theories and various speculation about outer space have been around for years, and all eyes are set on Europa. For all the Greek mythology enthusiasts out there, Europa was named after the legendary lover of Zeus. That's right, it bears the name of a goddess. Aside from that, it's the sixth largest moon out of all the more than 200 moons in our solar system. With a diameter of 3,160 kilometers, it is only slightly smaller than Earth's moon. It also has an ocean under its ice with more water than Earth. Approximately, it contains about twice as much water as all of the Earth's oceans combined. But before we jump into the depths of this ocean, we need to know the surface level first. Timeline of events in exploring Europa. On January 8, 1610, the most well-known ancient astronomer of all time, Galileo Galilei, discovered one of Jupiter's moons. The discovery paved the way for NASA's future explorations on Earth's neighboring planets. Out of all 80 moons of Jupiter, Europa stands out the most. Perhaps NASA was captured by its glow-in-the-dark feature. Europa is conditioned by the radiation from Jupiter, which causes it to glow in the dark. This radiation is what makes Europa so remarkable. It's frozen solid on the outside, but has an ocean of liquid water underneath. Thanks to Jupiter's magnetic field, Europa has a huge amount of radiation on its surface. Because of this, some scientists believe that Europa may have life on it. Europa has been the focus of intense scientific interest since it was discovered in 1610 by Galileo. In the 1970s, NASA sent two spacecraft to Jupiter. They were called Pioneer 10 and Pioneer 11. Scientists weren't sure if the spacecraft would make it all the way there, but it did survive. The successful launch yielded dark and blurry photos of Europa. In 1996, another achievement from the Galileo spacecraft gave scientists their first close-up view of the icy surface of Europa. This image was taken by the solid-state imaging system during its fourth orbit around Jupiter, showing its intricate details. It shows a region of smooth ice that's punctuated by numerous small impact craters, some with interior ridges. The smoothness and flatness of these surfaces indicate that they are currently in a cold, brittle state. Various images of the wide interface of Europa were newly processed from the shots of NASA's Galileo spacecraft. The surface of Europa is a stunning display of geologic diversity. Some areas are dominated by linear cracks and ridges. Others have been broken up and refrozen into new patterns. As a result, it looks like a mosaic of geologic features. It takes on different appearances and color views depending on their geologic feature type and location differences. For example, pure white regions appear to be made of water ice. Meanwhile, reddish and brownish areas appear to be rich in non-ice materials. The polar regions are noticeably bluer than more equatorial latitudes, which look more white. This color variation is thought to be the explanation for the surface of Europa with contrasting color variation. Evidence of life in Europa. NASA's new discovery hidden under Europa was published on September 29, 2022. This was a record-breaking closest view of Europa, showing the moon in an entirely new light. For 20 years, it's a wide gap of time to get another remarkable image. Thanks to NASA's Juno spacecraft, it was able to peak at a distance of about 412 kilometers. This is indeed close compared to the approximately 670,000 kilometers separating Jupiter and Europa. With our modern assets boosting exploration, I guess nothing is really impossible. The oceans on Earth are filled with life, and scientists still suspect Europa is no different. When it comes to the sea feature of Europa, it is thought to be approximately 160 kilometers deep. This is far less than the deepest ocean on our planet, which is the Mariana Trench, which is 10.9 kilometers deep. What a mind-boggling comparison! Under that deep sea, it is impossible that there's no single creature that could be lurking around. What Juno spacecraft unveiled are some dark stains. NASA's researchers suspect that these spots could be linked to something erupting from below Europa's subsurface ocean. Spacecraft Juno is orbiting Jupiter, and the tidal tug and pull caused by Jupiter's powerful gravity is flexing it. As a result, it heats it up and helps maintain this liquid of water ocean beneath an icy shell. Scientists expected to see possible water plumes spewing from Europa's surface. And in 2013, this expectation from the scientists was proven by the results based on spectroscopic observations by NASA's Hubble Space Telescope. It photographed Europa, showing observations of water vapor that have been associated with plumes erupting through the ice. However, new Hubble Space Telescope results show that water vapor has been present in Europa's atmosphere over a larger area of the Moon's trailing hemisphere. This suggests that the presence of an atmosphere is not limited to only one hemisphere, but can be detected over both hemispheres of Europa. This cause of this asymmetry between the leading and trailing hemispheres is not fully understood. And of course, if scientists do not find answers to its speculations, it'll make way to answer all the bothering questions. Like a puzzle, Europa's evidence is composed of many pieces waiting to be assembled. Now a new mission awaits for us to see the whole picture of this puzzle. Europa's Clipper mission.
And the Europa Clipper spacecraft is going to take the first step in going to Europa to assess the habitability of Europa.
In 2024, the journey of Europa's Clipper will begin. This is a unique mission led by NASA with the intention of orbiting Jupiter. Europa's Clipper is equipped with scientific instruments for studying the Moon's icy surface, which may harbor life. The astronomers are ready to see what Europa's Clipper will discover. After all, it's the most advanced spacecraft sent to Jupiter. Europa's Clipper is also the third spacecraft that'll ever be sent to orbit around Jupiter. On top of that, it's quite unusual for astronomers to also investigate other satellites aside from our moon. It's because this is the first of NASA's moon missions that won't be focused on Earth's moon. In 2017, NASA officially renamed its Europa mission the Europa Clipper. It was formerly called the Europa Multiple Flyby Mission. The coolest part about Europa's Clipper is its trajectory launch. To get to Jupiter, the spacecraft will steal a bit of orbital momentum from Mars and Earth. By taking a gravity assist from both planets, Europa Clipper will be able to get to Jupiter faster. The spacecraft will spend about a year in Jupiter's orbit, altering its trajectory in preparation for its Europa flyby. It'll then spend 3 years flying past Europa 45 times. That's why it'll take about 6 years to travel to its destination, and experts estimate that it'll arrive around 2030. After a successful launch, Europa's Clipper will send data all the way to Earth. Amazing, right? But in order to determine whether there's life on Europa, NASA will need to prepare for Europa's Clipper mission eagerly. They will continue studying its geology and chemistry. It's hard to imagine what we'll find next, but no matter what it is, we can be sure that NASA will be there to help us in understanding. Until then, we'll have to wait patiently for more information. The possibility of extraterrestrial life is one that has fascinated people for centuries. Despite numerous attempts to discover alien life and evidence pointing in that direction, we have yet to find direct proof. Even so, many people have not stopped believing in what they hope will be the first indication that we're not alone in this universe.
We're trying to answer the big questions. Where did we come from? Where are we going? And are we alone?
If NASA is positive in believing that there is a hidden ocean beneath the icy surface of Europa, how about you? Could we find life there? We'll never really know until we take the time to find out. What do you think? Let us know what you think in the comments below.